Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is page 128, figure 5-101. This is the side cap. Just a quick rough look at what the shape looks like. It's a 1/2 inch from this end here to this end, 7 3/4 from here to here, 1/2 from here to here. From top to bottom is 1.5, 1.5. All right. So let's go to AutoCAD and start drawing this. All right, so I went ahead and opened up the updated 2 fractional template. My template has the layers in it, has center lines, construction lines, dimension lines, hidden lines, and object lines. That template has all those layers in it, and it has your dimensions by fractions. And so let's go ahead and get started. So I'm gonna hide this screen here. Turn on my ortho. We'll hit Expl for construction line. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to offset this line 3 inches. Enter. Oh, nope. Offset this line 3. I got to set my distance there. Now, I'm going to create another construction line, Expl. Just trying to do this as quickly as possible. Now this one's going to be 8 1/4 away from this line. So we're going to offset this line 8 1/4, 8.25 or 8 1/4. Now, we need to go back to the drawing to look at, see what the drawing is got in the features wise. All right. So I know there's a 3/4 inch hole that's centered up on this side here. It's centered up on this blank. All right. So we know it's 3/4 is 3 to 3 from either hole. So what I got to do first, I got 1 3/8 radius here. So that's 1 3/8. And then I got 3 inches, 3 inches. So I'm going to take a 6-inch line. First thing I'm going to do is draw a line between here and here. Then I'm going to go to my object lines. Draw an object line right there. Draw object line on the bottom. And then I'm just going to split that with an object line. All right, I need to create that as a construction line because I don't want to have to delete that. There we go. Now, I know it goes 3 and 3 this way. So it goes 3, it comes down. So I need to go back to my construction line layer. Get my line tool. Come down. Past that line. That way we can not having to fight our snaps. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to mirror this to the other side. I don't want to delete that. All right. So I know that hole is in the center of that line. All right, so let's go back and find out exactly what the hole size is. The hole size is 3/4 inch diameter. So it's going to be right there in the center. So 0.75. And what I can do with that is actually mirror that across the line here. And it's exactly in the same spot over here. All right. Now, need to go back here. My dimensions on my back side of my shape is 1/2 inch for the thickness. Got to make sure I add in my thickness because I got to show that as a hidden line. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to actually offset this line here 1/2 inch or 0.5, and then click my mouse to set it. Then I want to mirror this on the other side of the line too. I don't want to delete that. All right. So now I just need to go back and find that's 1 3/8. So I need to come out from the middle 1 3/8. Now the easiest way to do that, you can always go up here to the calculator and turn your calculator on. Or you can just come down here to your computer, and there it goes. All right, so we know 3/8 is 0.375. So what is 1.375 divided by 2? It equals 0.6875. All right, so let's get rid of that calculator because I know my line now is 0.6875 this way. 0.6875. I'm going to come straight down, zoom in a little bit so you don't have to fight that snap. Now what you're going to do, you're going to mirror that to the other side of the line. Now actually what you've got to do is you actually got to now factor in for the distance, for the thickness of this 1/2 inch material. All right, so it's the center is 3 inches to 3 inches, right? 3 from the center. Now 1.38 was to the edge here, so I need to go out on this side 0.5 on this side, and then I need to mirror these, both of these, to the other side. Even though they won't show up as object, one of them will show up as an object line, the other one will show up as a hidden line. All right, now that's your front view. Your side view, we've already got the height of it. Let's go get the width of it. It's 1 1/4 wide from here to here. We know you add 1 3/8 up plus 1/2. We know, get back to your calculator, it's 0.6875 plus 1/2 inch. So let's go ahead and figure that up. That's going to be plus 0.5 So you got 1.1875 plus 1.25. So we say plus 1.25. So 2.4375. All right, 2.4375. So let's get back to AutoCAD. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to offset this construction line here rather than drawing another one. I'm going to offset that one on this side by about 3 inches. Then click it. And we're going to offset this one again the same amount that we figured out. So we want to go in 2.4375. 2.4375. All right. Now we have to figure out how much of that was we got to come over from the edge 1/4 inch, and the rest of it's going to be the middle section. So we're going to go 1.25. So that's the edge of the front corner. And then this is the actual round that you're looking at. All right, so you got holes that are going to be lined up right here with this. We need to make sure we turn off our center snap. Let's turn off our geometric snap while we're at it. And go ahead and we can go either, we can type in Expl for construction line, or you can go right here and get that. If you're using AutoCAD web app, you have to type in Expl or get the construction line from the draw tools. So we put in our lines here. Straight across. Now this will be our holes coming through here. Now what we need to do here is we need to make sure we put our 1/2 inch marker here to represent our thickness of our material. So we're going to offset that 0.25, or no, wait a minute, excuse me, 0.5 on this side. And we got to have one here 0.5 in because you got to have that thickness on that loop. All right. So we'll go ahead and do our object lines now on everything on this surface here, and then we'll get our top part. All right. So we're going to go with our line tool. Go straight down, straight over, straight up, up. That wasn't what I wanted. I let my mouse go about the time I got to the top corner here. That's what happened. Then your edge here is this will be your outer edge of your ring as it's on the outside. And then finish up your circle here. 0.75. And we could actually just mirror that across the line too. And there we go. Oh, I didn't hit no. All right, then we can go right here and go down, And then this line here is going to be solid. Oh, that line's not exactly straight there. There we go. Now, this line here, your other lines are going to be on your hidden layer. So we can go ahead and take care of those hidden layers here. Before we go on to your top view. That's not the right layer. Excuse me. That's the right one. That's the right one. That's the right one. This is the right line here. Actually, that line there is supposed to be construction line. I don't know why that line switched to a hidden line, but I'll fix that in a minute. Your holes will be shown by this, the hidden lines. All right, so let's go back up to object line layer. Get our tool to draw with. Now, we do need to show this hole coming through here. But this is your center point right here. So we're going to go up and get our center line tool. And then we'll come back over here. Put our center line tool right in here. All right, so what I may have to do is turn off my construction line layer there. Get that line to show up. You're there. Sometimes it's not. There we go. Now, remember your line types, your rule of line types. If you got a construction line, your line types can cover up each other, but your main line type is going to be your construction line layer. Your construction line layers outrule everything. All right. So then for your front and you get back here on my construction layer again. So I want to mark my center line there. It's wanting to fight with that snap, so I may have to turn that snap off. There we go. I got the snap on the midpoint of that line. Now we go here. Let's turn that snap off. Let's turn it off after we grab a hold of this line here. There we go. Now we can take and mirror this on the other side of this line. You got to select that, that one, this one, this one, and this one. And we're going to mirror that on either side of this line here. And we don't want to delete that. Now we're going to go back here. That puts our hidden lines on both sides on the circle. Now what we're going to do now is I need to finish out my construction lines to go straight up. I don't want to turn them off. I just want to go to that layer. Now, the zoom extents. All right, so I know I need to turn my snap back on. My snap's on, ortho's on. So I want to make sure I'm going to offset my construction line layer there. I'm going to offset that 3 inches. Right about there. All right. I know that thickness of this material is 1/2 inch. I'll offset that line 0.5. But I know this edge here's got a rounded circle on it. So we'll take care of that in a minute. I also know that this line, there's a line coming up here for this circle. That hole's got to go through there. And we can do that through either just drawing it, or we can actually do it through our mirror. To me, it's just as simple to do it this way. You also want to take your center line up But you always got to mark your centers where you're at. So I got to mark all this as well. This is your line on your outside of your edge. This is your line on the inside. This is your inside line on this side. And this is your center line. I'm not going to take this all the way up. I'm just going to start right here. Go right there. All right, so I now have the basics of what I need to draw already drawn. All right, so I need to come in and put my center point, continue on my center point here. So I know that is my center point as it goes across. Right, so let's go back and look at our drawing to make sure we got this all set up here. So now my center is even with the bottom part of this edge here. All right. Now we haven't put the rounds on there yet, but we'll do that in a minute. So let's get back here. Let's get the hard parts done first. All right, so we're going to go to construction line layer. Well, let's just do our circles first. Our circle was 1 3/8 radius. So that's to that bottom line. Then you add a 1/2 inch to that. All right. So we're adding 1 3/8 radius, or 1.375, 1.375, and then we add a 1/2 inch to that. .375 would be 1.875. All right, so our lines down here are a little bit off. We'll have to fix those because it's not always easy to draw the front view without having the top view listed. So I'll have to go back and fix that one. I'll make mistakes too. Now, I think we've got pretty much everything done except for our length on this side. Let's make sure we have our length right on this side. We're 1 1/4 inch from the corner. So we're going to come down 1 1/4, 1.25, enter, come over 1/2, come back up, coming up 5/8 because that's really shallow. Now we can take this we could actually take this and mirror it on the other side. But I don't see any need to mirror the construction line. I just want to make sure I get that part done. All right, so let's go back here. Let's go to our start, center, end. We'll specify the center point and the start point, excuse me. Start, center, end. And you see that? Went the wrong direction. We'll go this way, start, center, end. Go start, center, end. All right? Then you'll just draw a line right here from this point to this point. From this point to this point. All right, so now we can go up here to our construction line layer and turn that into our object line. And come down, just start tracing everything out. Well, I thought I'd change it, but I didn't. Turned it off and locked it. And we'll go here to here to here. Turn that off. Go here to here to here to here. All right. Then we're gonna create an arc right here. Do our start point, center point. Yep, went the wrong direction again. I'm sorry. Start, center, end. And then we're going to do this in the center. Start, center, end. Then we go across here. Go here to here. We go here to here. Now, we can just take and trim that. Or I can just go in here and just draw it from the right side. And delete the bottom one. And then I can take this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one, and mirror it to the other side. I'm going to start here and go here. And no, we don't want to erase that. All right. Then we can take our circle in the center down there. And draw our hidden lines up through there. We could actually just mirror that across that line too. And then we could mirror this and this across this line here. We don't want to delete that. All right. So now all we have to do now is to fix this. And you notice I didn't draw this part out because I thought there was something wrong here. So all I need to do now is go here, go to my construction line layer, select this line and move it right out here. select this line and move it. And then select this line and move it. Select this line and move it. All right, so now we have everything except for the radius is on there. But let me fix that front view on my object line layer. I don't want to do that. I'll slip this up, come down here, get my object line layer. And all I got to do with that one is mirror that across the line here. And no, I don't want to delete that one. I do want to delete this one though. Which is this line right here. Now I do want to move this line on my hidden lines right there. And that way I don't have to change that line. I don't have to change my layer. My layers automatically change. So then I want to move this line here. Enter. Make sure you use your snaps when you're moving things, the way they line directly up. All right. Then you can delete this line here, because that was the original line. All right, so now we have everything drawn. And let's turn off our object construction line layer. Now you have your center line, everything is there. The only thing we got left to do is to make our rounds. Our rounds are only going to matter on your top view. So we know our rounds are, our fillets are 3/8 inch to round of 0.375. All right, so we'll get back to AutoCAD. So we're going to go in here. We're going to do a fillet, which is a round. Select the first shape. Now I need to see what the radius is, so I'm going to type in 0.375. Then again, if that doesn't want to work, we can always do it this way. Do a 3/8 inch circle, 0.375. And then just take that circle and place it where your edges are going to be. First, I got to turn my center snap back on. Turn on my ortho. And then what I'll do is here, make sure your tangent snap is turned on. It is. And so I'm going to go hit my arc. Oop. Basically, I just got the wrong direction. I can always do it this way. Nope, not going to work. So let's just do it. I can see part of my problem here is my circles are not exactly lined up, but I can do this. Like this. And then you're going to draw this edge here to here. And then draw this edge here to here. You can trim those ends, but it's a whole lot quicker and a whole lot simpler just to delete those edges. And there's your round. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide this way. I'm going to turn my construction line layer back on. I'm going to delete these lines here. So I'm going to take and select these lines here. And I'm going to mirror that on either side of this line here. Don't want to delete that. All right, so now I can turn my construction line layer back off because I don't want to have my. All right, so this round edge is going to show up as a square on these two views here. The only thing I got to do is add my center lines in here. And so you can come back in here. And what I'm getting ready to do is got to turn my ortho back on, make sure my lines are going straight up and down. All right, now delete. Got to turn my construction line layer back on, so I can mirror this on the other side of the line. Nope. And then I want to put a line right here in the center of this. Illustrate that this is the center of that circle. Now I'll turn my construction line layer back off. And then I'll zoom extents. All the thing I've got left to do is dimension this. And if we want to dimension it, we know these holes are radiuses. Three-eighths. Three-eighths. Oh, let's go to our dimension line layer. I'm sorry. Cancel. Now let's dimension it. We'll dimension the radius is 2. You take and delete these dimensions because we didn't have the right layer specified. All right, so we know now this we need a line coming out here. And what we could do is we can move this dimension here. All right. Now we're going to dimension this. Right there. Bring that back down here to that line. Now we know from the center of this we know the thickness of this material here is 1/2 inch. Let's choose a different line that chooses that on. We know from this edge here here is 1 1/4. We know that this radius here is 1 7/8, but they don't tell you that. They tell you the inside one. And they tell you from hole to hole. Let's bring this line down some more. Let's see. Let's grab a hold of this line. Now basically what I'm going to do is mirror this to the other side. I'm going to use this as my thing I'm measuring with. And so then I'm going to measure from here to here. And I'm going to measure from here to here. And then I need one more measurement. Now, then I'm going to go and save it as I'll save it as page 128. Figure 5-101 side cap. And then we'll come back here. We'll stop sharing.